How we doing back there, Greg?
We're doing solid.
Chilling? All right, I can do our cruise checklist. Landing line, looks like that's good.
Yeah,
Picture.
Picture's laned.
Good deal. All right, so first things first, right? The last 40 hours you spent in the airplane, you've been under the hood. So we're trying to break that habit. 90% of our attention, we're going to want to be outside. So a couple things. Let's start with recovery procedures. Because you mentioned that you just came out of IFR, you didn't do your private training here, so loading those recovery procedures. So we have 3 different recoveries back into Addison. From the north, we have the IKEA recovery. From the east, due east, we've got Plano. And then a little bit further south of that, coming back in here, we have the Skillman. So how we load those? Fastest way is you hit flight plan right here, the FPL. And then little knob to the left. And then flight plan catalog. So right down, then click in. I'll manage your power for a second. So then you would just select whatever the active runway is and the recovery procedure. So if approach was like a thrust 509, I need you to come back inbound on the Plano 16 recovery or direct to Plano. Then we'd come in, we'd load that, hit enter. And you activate that. So now it's activated, but it's not really, it just has a last leg activated here. So you would either, they told you direct to land bridge, that's what that is, or direct to mall. You would go directly to the mall from whatever your course was, and then direct to Addison. Or they're like, hey, just do the Plano 16 recovery. You're just going to fly, you know, a course to have you intercept that. All right, so that's recovery procedures. You already know how to use the autopilot. You just got out of instruments, so we're not going to spend too much time on that. You've got it set on autopilot. One thing I do want to point out, though, especially in this Texas heat, flying right here, we've got a lot of updrafts, thermals, a little bit of mechanical turbulence. So if you're really fighting the throttle and the airplane's just doing this number, you know, it's typically going to push it up, and then it's going to nose it down, or RPM, and speed's going to get high, and then we're going to have to bring out the throttle. I would just turn off the autopilot and hand fly it if it becomes too much.
Yeah.
Outside of that, not going to spend a ton of time on that today since you know how to do that, but just as a refresher. All right, autopilot activate up here at the top left, AP button, heading mode, nav mode to fly to a fix or whatever you have set up for your FMS, and then flight director will clear off the screen there. APR is for approach mode, altitude will set the altitude, VS to climb or to descend, flight level change to climb, and then nose up, nose down will allow you to adjust your...
Actually, I didn't know about flight director. That'll clear everything?
Yeah, so if I hit flight director, autopilot, flight director just clears off that.
Oh, so that I can reset it up or whatever.
Yeah. It's like if you have autopilot on and let's just say I just do that and now I turn it off, it's all going to be up there. If you hit flight director, it clears everything out. So it kind of like wipes the slate clean. Cool. And then one other thing we'll touch on here. Actually, let's get us change in direction and climbing real quick. So let's use the autopilot for this. Let's go right turn 120 and climb me up to 3,000 using autopilot.
120, 3,000.
And then if you don't mind, just verbalize what we're pressing over here for the...
Okay, I'm going to flight level change, and then I'm going down to the speed that I want to climb at, 87.
Yeah, so we're nose up. We're hitting the nose up button until our speed up here gets to 87. Good. While we're climbing here, just a quick brief on situational awareness. So as you progress through commercial on stage checks and your check ride, the sole responsibility of traffic avoidance and situational awareness is going to be you, right, as PIC now. So really want to make sure when we're doing these maneuvers that we're making sure we're not around other traffic. If we are, we communicate on 12275. Can also use this little FMS knob here, go down 2 to traffic map and hit flight ID, and that'll give us the tail numbers. So I can easily see if there's thrust 579 or other thrust planes that should also be on 12275. Yeah. Then we can key them up, ask them what's going on, what they're doing, and then try to plan around that. If it's not a thrust plane, we're just going to want to exercise best judgment, right? Try to stay away from them. We want to maintain 500 feet of separation at all times, but you know, we don't want to start a maneuver that close to somebody. So if they're within 500 feet of us, we're going to want to climb or descend to get away from them as appropriate. Often see people, like we'll be doing chandelles or something like that, and they'll do a 180 and we'll end up turning into somebody. So just because they're not directly in front of us doesn't mean that we're not going to eventually run into them. So We'll have a big emphasis on situational awareness, traffic avoidance as we're doing this. This is a very busy airspace, as witnessed trying to get out of here. One last thing here before we wrap up the first part of this. Let's work on loading up a VOR. So I'll watch the plane while it's climbing. I want you to pull up the Cowboy VOR, Charlie Victor Echo, and let me know what radio we're on and DME.
Okay. Cowboy VOR?
Yep, it's Charlie Victor Echo. It's at the very top.
Yeah, I passed it, didn't I?
Let's go to nearest VOR, frequency. Good.
Oh, it's already there.
Nope, that's the Maverick.
Oh, did I switch off it?
Yep.
There we go. 065 radio.
Cool. And what do you mean? Good. And then another thing, just to remember, right, that blue arrow is going to point towards the VOR.
Right,
so that's kind of like a foolproof way to know you're bearing to the station versus from. Good deal. All right, so going to a new airport. A couple things we can do here to speed this up a little bit. If you click this range knob right here, you can hover over it like that, and then you can hit enter. So we'll have all of our information here. You can even get the weather if I wanted to, right? Here's the METAR from 1753 Zulu. We'll actually pick up the ASOS as well, but just so you know. And then go back to info here. I can click in on the FMS knob, come down to ASOS, enter. I can put this and the active.
Dew point 23
and put that Unicom.
Altimeter 29er.
Up there.
Remarks. Density altitude 2,700. Terrell Municipal Airport.
And then direct enter.
Automated weather observation 1836 Zulu. Wind 160 at 0.
So let's do a left 270 while we set up for this.
Sky condition clear. Temperature 34 Celsius. Dew point 23 Celsius. Altimeter 29er 7. Remarks. Density altitude 2,700. Terrell Municipal Airport, Terrell, Texas. Automated weather observation 1836 Zulu.
What are the winds?
Wind 160 at 09er.
160.
Visibility 10.
All right, so from here, before we start heading there, let's talk about how we're going to enter the pattern here and what the active runway is.
18 tail traffic.
So 18's active.
Cool.
And then we can do a 45 downwind for 18.
Beautiful.
Is it right pattern or left?
That's left. We can also use this knob here. If I go over and down to IFR, VFR, so just down one more, it'll pull up the sectional of it.
Yeah.
So then I can zoom in here real quick and see if it's right or left pattern, if there's any notes. So you can see there, we're good. So then I'll just go back to my navigation map here.
Okay.
So we've got one other plane in the pattern here at least that we can see on ADSB. So let's go ahead and make our first call here. Pull out 5 miles south.
Yeah.
Crosswind, runway.
I just said 5 mile 45 for left downwind 18.
Yep. Descending from 3,000.
569, 5 mile final for runway 18, tail traffic.
Tail traffic, test 509, on 5 mile 45 for 18, descending out of 3,000, tail traffic.
From the south.
From the south.
Cool. See the field?
Yeah.
Tail traffic, Skyhawk 1254 Delta, turning left, downwind, runway 18.
I see him.
Yeah.
Cool. So we've got him, we've got another thrust company on about a 5 mile final. And then now would be a good time to do that descent before landing checklist.
Weather got it, overhead switches up. Cool. Make sure rich. Fuel quantity. So quick, you see the fluid elevation for
airport? So if you click, for the airport, just big knob over twice.
Skyhawk 1
Terrell and 474.
At the left, the downwind, runway 18.
And also just click this range knob right here and move it around, and you can see the field elevation right here. So traffic 509, 2 miles south inbound, left downwind for 180.
Yeah, traffic to 569, 3 mile final 180.
So we'll enter here. You're perfectly set up for the downwind now. We'll follow our company guy in right here.
Yeah, we're good. All
right, disassembling checklist good. Everything's set. All right, I recommend putting your iPad back up now because it's gonna, with your legs like this, it's gonna be in the way when we try to land. And then make sure you can come all the way back and move this thing without hitting your legs. Good.
Zero traffic, Skyhawk, 1254 Delta, it's entering left base 18.
That's crazy.
Zero traffic, that's 569, 2 mile final 180.
Yeah, you have to be careful. This happens on a pretty regular basis. So people are shooting approaches and coming in. You just have to be ready.
Traffic,
I see both.
1254 Delta, entering final runway 180.
Well. Field traffic is 509, midfield left downwind 18. We have both planes on final inside. We'll follow you, Ryan. Cool, and then standard traffic pattern here, 2100 RPM, about 90 knots. Might be a little bit faster than 2100 RPM. Yeah. Today, sim flying checklist good, rich, we're all set. Fullest tank, are we on the fullest tank? Nope.
Yeah, it's already on. Still a little slow flight.
Nice. Problem. You know how to set minimums? Oh yeah, that's a good call. Have you set minimums before in here?
Talking about like that?
Yeah, so you'll do 200 above field elevation, so...
Isn't that just instrument?
650. Now you do it here for a stability call, 200 AGL.
Oh, okay.
It kind of helps. Yeah, it'll give you a reminder.
Yeah, 650.
Sweet. Go ahead and turn base. So I'm a big visual guy on these patterns. So like typically on a normal pattern where that orange house is right there is a good base. That orange house kind of comes up flush with this set of warehouses right there.
Yeah.
Traffic,
Alright, slow down a little bit. Should be about 70 knots right now. So pitch for airspeed.
Downwind, runway 18.
There we go. Go ahead and turn the air conditioning off.
Minimums.
So you need to make your stability call, stable, continue. It's like the wind's got a little bit of a left crosswind, so expect some left aileron, right rudder.
Oh, you're not lying.
Some more right rudder.
Stall.
Doggy, beautiful.
Ready to go?
Yes, sir. Oh, my man came ready.
Let me line you a little trick.
Alright, soft field. Same setup as normal, but I want to see that nose wheel protected. And the ACS calls for
Minimums.
aft elevator until you lose effectiveness, so.
Alright.
Without tail striking,
I have to be a
preferably.
full stop taxi back then.
If it is, it is.
Dusty.
Traffic, those 50s, 2 to the west, departing the area to the northwest up to 2,500, last call tail.
Stall.
Oh, bounce.
Stall.
Put it down.
Yeah, go ahead.
Bounce is, tail, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Another thing too, like we got in the ground effect and you added power.
Zero traffic, Skyhawk 1254.
Don't love that, but not illegal, I guess.
18.
It usually helps me, like, with the floating when I'm trying to get over the runway. That's what I did for my private. It helped me a lot, because I would float so bad and then fall back onto the runway. You know what I mean?
Kind of. But you don't do that for a normal landing, do you?
No, because I'm just landing. I don't know.
Final.
It's different when you're trying to keep the nose well off.
What I do is I'll just leave a little bit of extra power in until I get into ground effect, and then once I'm in, I'll take it out instead of getting in it and then.
Maybe that's what I should do next time.
Try that.
All right.
Am I a little bit? I mean, you know, maybe 100 RPM or so. So instead of going idle when we're over the threshold, bring it out to just above idle, and then pull that into ground effect.
Okay.
Left base 1.18.
Airspeed's a little low. Keep that nose down for a second. A little bit of power. Leave that power in.
Stall, 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 stall.
Yeah. Could have been a little bit better.
Let it down.
Stall, stall.
Ooh, didn't mean to let down that hard, my bad.
Okay.
That one was better, I guess.
You're still off center line.
Yeah.
When we get short final next one, I'm going to take the controls. I'll show you what we're looking for.
Okay.
Alright, so again, I'm aiming for the numbers. That's my touchdown zone point. So I'm just going to manage my descent here with power. I feel like I'm a little bit high right now, so I'm going to let some of that out.
Yep.
And take out some throttle. Little updraft.
Minimum.
Bringing some of that power back in here so I come in with some momentum. Keeping that nose down so I don't lose too much airspeed. And then now I'm coming in right over the numbers. I can start walking this power out. Now I'm idle. And then eyes down the runway.
Hotel traffic, Skyhawk 1254.
Stall, stall.
Delta, enter.
And then just holding that center line left rudder.
18.
Bring it down.
Nice.
Very nice. It was off center line some. I couldn't see it back here.
Crosswind goes crazy.
Stall, stall.
And then add that trim here.
Traffic, Skyhawk 1254, Delta, entering the final runway 18.
So just keep, same thing you were doing, just keep that nose down to keep that airspeed up, because you came in, we were almost like 61 knots short final there on your last one. Your controls.
Back controls. Bird.
Is there a bird?
Yeah, we just flew under it.
So, situational awareness here. We got this guy coming in hot. No idea what they're doing.
Minimum.
Stabilized descent.
This looks really good.
Traffic 3569 is making out of the left island of 18, departing here to the northwest tail.
Good, good.
Oh, that touch? Yeah, that didn't it?
Yeah. You needed just a hair right there. I got your flaps. I liked the approach better, just gave up on a little bit at the end.
Yeah.
I think this next one's going to be money.
Need to pull back a little bit more. I think we're going to get that with you.
1254, Delta, entering left, crosswind 18.
You went way off to the side. You can also add in a little bit of nose up trim as we're coming in at that second through to help alleviate some of that back pressure. You must have drifted way off the center line here. Just kind of extend our airplane. We'll probably be alright.
Alright, here we go.
Stall, 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 stall.
Come on. Oh, yeah.
Stall, 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 stall,
That's good.
stall, stall.
Woo, doggy. Beautiful.
That one was money. That was smooth.
We'll see what the GoPro says.
I told you that last one was going to be good.
Yeah.